to tonight's contest between the Mountain Lake Terrace Hawks and the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. It's going to be an interesting one, folks, as it's a Western Conference matchup. And this is both of these teams' first game after the break, considering that storm we had, first knocked out 2 days of school, Tuesday and Wednesday. Usually both these teams would play on Tuesday, but since school was canceled, the games were canceled. And so they really haven't seen that much action in a little while. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come off the long break, but hope both teams have been practicing. It should be interesting.
Oh, definitely, and that sounds great. The Warriors are currently 3-1 in the conference and 5-1 overall. The Warriors have just now suffered a tough loss against Meadowdale, and they hope to get back and get on the winning road after going 5-0 before their loss.
And Dan, I think it's going to be a great one. The Warriors are looking mighty good this year, and it's going to be interesting to see how the two stars for the Warriors play. Number one, we got Mackenzie Toms. He's averaging 11.8 points per game, so he's doing pretty good. So
yeah,
and we'll see how that goes.
And another person you also want to watch out is that number 2 guy that they have on the team, also averaged 11 a game, and that's Jason Hopkins, a 6'6" forward, and he can play. He can do it pretty well.
That's true, Dan. The last 2 games he's kind of struggled here, only putting up under 5 points in each of those games. But before that, he was doing phenomenal. So we'll see how he does tonight. So it's definitely going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, it's definitely toss up in the air, but.
So now we're going to listen in here to the starting lineups. So here you go to the starting lineups.
For the Hawks at the guard position, he wears number 10 and stands 6'1". This is senior Mike Archiano. 6-foot senior guard for the Warriors. He wears number 22, Josh Griffin. Also wearing number 22 this time for the Hawks, junior guard standing 6 foot, Luke Hammond. A 6'4" junior forward, he wears number 34 for Edmonds Woodway, Andrew Donaldson. A 6'7" junior post for the Hawks, he wears number 30, Lee Swanson. A 6'6" senior forward for the Warriors, he wears number 41, Jason Hopkins. A 6'5" junior forward for the Hawks, wearing number 32, Michael Boxley. And finally for the Warriors, 6-foot senior guard, wearing number 44, Titus Lester. And finally for the Hawks, a 6'4" junior post, wearing number 40, Andrew Lunt. Head coach for Edmonds Woodway, Robert Maines. Head coach for the Hawks is Donald Sues. Assisted by Ryan Nelson, David Stewart, and Johnny Wilson, David Parshall. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem and donation tour.
No.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
I'm on you right now.
What's so brightly lit at the twilight's last gleam? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
All right, we're back. Yeah, that's right. That's no mistake there. That was Nagoni Shakur singing the national anthem. An excellent job. But let's get back to basketball. Danny, how do you think?
All right, that sounds great. And the Hawks right now are pretty well balanced.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about the Warriors, so we're going to move over to the Hawks, who stand at 3-2 in conference, 5-2 overall, and basically they got it all.
They got it all. They get contributions for every player. They have, the Hammond trio been put together. Almost half of all the points that the Hawks put in about 29 points a game to the Hawks 62. And then
exactly.
Yes.
4 out of the 11 players on that team are averaging well over 10 points a game. So that's another interesting factor. We're about ready to get started here with the tip-off. It's going to be Lee Swanson going against
Jason Hopkins.
Jason Hopkins from Woodway. So should be good to see that. Let's see who wins this one. Here we go.
It was actually great to see Lee Swanson back
Tip-off,
in the
there
lineup.
it is. All right, we're in business. It's recovered by number 22 for the Warriors. That's Josh Griffin. Griffin with the ball. Around center court here, swings it over to number 34. It's Donaldson. 11, Toms with the ball, trying to work it inside. Nothing working for it. That's Hopkins again up top. Works it in 34, almost forces a turnover there. Boxley does, but then they get it back to number 11, Toms. Tom swings it back over to Griffin. Griffin tries to get it inside, and he does. That's Hopkins. Hopkins tries to nice little fadeaway, doesn't fall. So Lee Swanson gets the rebound for the Hawks. And Luke Hammond takes it up court. Here's Boxley going to try and drive. No, swings it out on the penetration of Swanson. Swanson, nice little fadeaway, doesn't fall. Yes, it does. Look at that. Lee Swanson dropping the first basket of the game.
Great play.
Definitely. Munt recovers basically this crazy ball pass, and so Luke Hammond's just going to go to work in town, just dish it over to Arquiliano, who hits Swanson, but just doesn't fall. About the 5-footer, I'd say.
Yeah.
And so it'll be Griffin again who puts it back into number 22's hands. That's Josh Griffin, folks, at the right part of your screen. Swings it over to number 44. 44 works into Hopkins inside. There's Hopkins trying to get something going inside. Nothing falling so far for Hopkins. And that's going to be an interesting factor, how well Hopkins plays tonight. And it looks like we have a foul call. I believe it was Mackenzie Toms fouling Luke Hammond, but let's see. The official says. Yes, number 11, Mackenzie Toms. Will be Hawks ball out of bounds. Let's see how Boxley will be throwing it into Luke here, or whoever sees open, but goes to Hammond. Setting up the play for the Hawks. Hammond dishes it over to Boxley. Boxley to Swanson. Swanson trying to see something inside, nothing there. Still working the perimeter. Nice little pump fake by Hammond. Gets it to Arquiliano. Arquiliano to Munt, and now back to Hammond. Boxley. Ooh, almost a rough pass that gets broken up, but Arquiliano recovers it. He's trying to get something going. Boxley for 3. Doesn't, just misses. Look at that. Look at that effort by the Hawks. Just trying to get that rebound, doing everything. Boxley tries to drive, still nothing. But Munt putting up the rebound again. Look at him put the put. Oh, still not falling. Jeez, that was interesting.
That was very interesting. Great effort by the Hawks.
That's a lot of work for not getting any points. But,
yes, it's going to fall eventually.
It sure will. That's Donaldson who just dished it over to Hopkins. Toms with the ball. Back to Griffin. Griffin for 3. Nothing.
Munt will take the rebound.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing both teams here, not with a lot of shots falling early on, but
yeah,
you know what that means? That means they're going to start falling later, so make it a little bit more interesting.
Boxley's going to drive it in, going for the lane, and he's picked off by Toms.
Toms will take it down the court on the other side. Number 44. That's Titus Lester. Sets the screen in there, and then get it into
Hopkins. Stripped by Boxley. That's going to go out of bounds.
It seems like their offense so far is just getting the ball inside to Hopkins. He's touched the ball a lot, and so, it's going to depend on how well Hopkins can play.
Yeah.
So far, he hasn't shown me anything, but that can definitely change. So we're only 3 minutes into this basketball game, so it can definitely change a lot.
And that's why Hopkins is one of the leading scorers for this team.
Definitely.
He can get it done in the post. Hopkins will put up a jumper.
Tries it, nothing again.
Munt with another rebound.
Nothing but iron for Hopkins. Arquiliano to Boxley. Boxley trying to get something going for himself. Hammond will shoot that just barely just barely misses that shot. Arquiliano's fighting for those rebounds and just came up short on that last one.
And that's what I like by Arquiano. He's a great defensive player.
He's a hard worker, too.
Hard worker.
Does good in the classroom as well.
Yes.
3'9" student. Griffin in the top of the key, going to try and drive on Arquiliano, and it looks like we're going to have another foul call, and I believe it's going to be Michael Arquiliano. You know, that's what happens, Dan. You start talking good about a guy, and then just make a mistake.
And it's always happens.
So that'll be Arquiliano's first foul, and under the hoop, it's going to be Toms. And do an inbounds play.
And not a lot of scoring going on in the first half of the quarter. Only 2-0 Lee Swanson with the fadeaway.
Nice fadeaway. Toms almost misses that, but then he gets it out back to 44. That's Lester. 34 for 3. He drains it. That's going to give him the lead because it's only a 3-2 ball game. Kind of sounds like a baseball score so far, but
oh, I know.
Nice shot there by number 34, Donaldson. Luke Hammond with it at the top of the key. Mike Boxley now back to Hammond. Hammond trying to work something on that 2-3 zone the Warriors are playing.
And Swanson's going to give it over to Arquiano. Arquiano looking for some play, and he gives it to Hammond. Hammond to Boxley. Boxley with a pull-up jumper, and it'll go off the rim. Swanson with the offensive rebound. He's fouled.
That's a good. The Hawks are out rebounding the Warriors right now.
Yep.
A good amount. I don't have the statistic in front of me, so I can't tell you how many they have so far. But it's the offensive boards that are really killing the Warriors, and if that keeps up, it's definitely going to have a major effect on the Warrior team, because if the Hawks are going to start making these shots after they're getting these rebounds, and that's not going to be pretty for the Warriors.
Yeah, and second chance points are going to play a big difference.
Big time.
And Swanson will miss the first free throw. He'll shoot one more. And in comes Adrian Blake for Mike Arquiano. Then one more time for Swanson to step up to the stripe.
You know, Swanson, you see him wearing that ankle brace. If you can see it, number 11, Toms is kind of blocking it. There you see it. He was hurt early on, but has been just doing wonderful as he came back. His second free throw is up and doesn't fall. So here's number 44, Lester. Lester gets it to the point guard, Griffin, excuse me. And they get it to Hopkins. Hopkins at number 34. Trying to get something going in the corner for Griffin. Swings it back to Hopkins. Hopkins to Lester. Lester to Hopkins. Off the hands of Hopkins. Swanson almost got in there and got it, but he didn't. Hopkins back to number 34. That's Donaldson. Donaldson to Griffin. Griffin tries a nice little pull-up. No good. Air ball. Swanson just misses it. Hopkins out-rebounds him. Tries to go up strong and still misses it, you know. But the Warriors get the rebound and just can't. Nothing's falling. But Boxley on the. Oh, look at him just lay it up and in. That's just them outrunning him.
Fast break points. That's good. Win the ball game right here. Rebounding and those fast break points. Quick buckets.
And you know, something we're going to see tonight, like I talked about earlier in the pregame, is who worked the hardest over winter break. Excuse me. Because the team that out-hustles and outworks and outruns is going to have the fast breaks, and they're going to have the points. So you're definitely going to see a difference on here who out-conditioned who.
And that could be the break. And that could be the team that very well win this ball game. And there's a
charging call on Luke Hammond.
That'll be his first.
Yeah.
He'll go back to Woodway.
Nice play on Hopkins as he just took the charge.
And that could be a very good reason why he's such a great, important player for this ball club.
That's huge when you can see a star player like Hopkins just stand up, take the charge. I mean, that's a big thing to do.
Yep. And Hopkins is going to take a seat.
So we'll see. Number 31, Stuart Schaefer comes in for Hopkins. That's number 11, Toms, who's going to run the ball up the court. Oh,
they lose the ball.
His foot. They might have trouble with some 9-second problem. They barely get it over to number 44, Lester. Lester to Griffin. He's going to try and settle things down as he just kind of sits at the half court. So. Lester with the ball. Gets it inside to Schaefer. Schaefer trying to shake up Swanson. Nothing there, but look at Tom's pull up. Nothing, not falling.
It's be out of bounds.
Talk basketball, yeah. You know, the referee kind of didn't really say what way he was going to go there, Dan.
I know. And it looks like Luke Hammond's going to be bringing it up across midcourt. Setting up the play. He's going to give it over to Adrian Blake. Adrian Blake back over to Hammond. Hammond faking the three, and he'll give it over to Justin Hammond.
And we'll talk about the Hammond trio.
There he goes, 2/3 of the Hammond trio. And here comes Adrian Blake. See, Boxley.
Inside to Boxley. Hammond, no good.
Offensive rebound, but he's picked. And here comes Toms for the lay-in.
All the way up. Oh, is it
Foul.
going to be a foul? Yes, it is, folks. On.
A hard foul.
And Luke Hammond does not agree. He didn't think he did that. That's going to be Hammond's second personal because he charged that guy just a second ago. And
Yep.
so we'll see what happens. It looks like Griffin and Hopkins are ready to check back in. You know, that's one of those things that coaches like to do. They take out one of their best players. Actually, Griffin's already in there, but take out Hopkins, maybe settle him down a little bit. He's missing some shots. Talk to him, get him going again, and see if you can get him in there to make some shots.
See if you can get
for your team.
See if you can get that flame going and spark up that jump shot.
Tom's first shot is up and in. So that ties the game at 4-4. So Hopkins checks back in at that after the end of that second free throw once again Schaefer.
And also checking in is Christian Hammond, the third of the trio.
Third of the trio is in. We'll get into that a little bit later. We'll tell you about the trio.
As Luke takes a seat.
So now we're still back to the 2/3 of the trio.
Back to 2/3.
Tom's second free throw is up and in, so he makes 2 of 2. Good job for Toms. And it looks like we're going to have another player check in. That's number 21, Houston Conti.
Houston Conti checking in for the Warriors, number 21.
Adrian Blake, it looks like he's going to run the point for the Hawks.
So they're going to set up the play.
Try to see if Swanson's open in the corner. Nothing there. Gets it over to Christian. Christian kind of dribbling around. Hits Blake. Blake's going to try and drive. Takes it up. Ooh.
Blocked by
Got
Hopkins.
stopped. Hopkins just said, and now he's going to have a foul. Tried to come up with a big play there and get his hand in there, and he just hit too much skin instead of the elbow ball.
Yep. And that's good. That could cost the Hawks very many points as those foolish fouls.
Very much good. We'll have to see how that plays out. Hawks have come into a press, and so we'll see how that works out for them. They give the ball to their point guard. That's Griffin, number 22. You see him guarded closely by Mike Boxley. Dishes over to number 44.
And picked off
by Adrian Blake. Takes it up the other side of the court and just lays it.
And he misses.
It doesn't fall. Those kill a coach, you know that?
Oh, yeah.
The missed opportunities. We've had a lot of missed opportunities so far. Only a 4-5 ball game with 51 seconds left. Terrace losing. Ooh, that's number 44. He'll pull up. Lester doesn't fall. Rims out in. I wonder if somebody just put a brick thing over that rim up there.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing is dropping.
Nothing. And it's pretty much just like one of those repelling magnets.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I've had those days. I know I have, and nothing falls, but
nothing falls.
Everybody's having it. So Adrian Blake will run the point for the Hawks as he takes it across center court.
You'll give it
over to Christian. Over in the corner for Swanson. Nothing there. Looks up for the three. Doesn't get it. Adrian Blake now again trying to work it inside to Boxley to Hammond. Christian, that is. Jeez.
A little windy up here in the Terraceum.
That's his cousin, Justin, to just recover. It kind of looked like a pass. We'll call it a pass.
We'll call it a pass.
You can't really do that, though. So it's going to be Griffin who'll bring it up court.
And Griffin will
just kind of taking himself, but nothing falls.
And Justin Hammond with another rebound. He's gonna, and it's a travel. If that's a travel, that looks like a walk.
And that marks the end of the first quarter of play, and a 6-5 ball game. The Hawks lead, Dan, and that's very interesting. You don't see that much. 6 points in the first quarter.
Not at all, and that's actually the first time I've ever seen it this low, ever.
Very much so.
And it's very low-scoring ball game, and I guess we're going to
no, we're not yet. Not yet. We're not yet. We're going to talk to you a little bit more.
Okay.
Because we still got 1 second left to play here.
Oh, 1 second.
With the Warrior basketball. Because I traveled by Justin Hammond. Trying to do a nice little alley-oop to Hopkins.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice effort, though.
That was acrobatic.
Yep. And we got the pep band out here tonight playing for us.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Now, I'm honest this time. That really is the end of the first quarter. Once again, I'm Greg Amos alongside Danny Hubcap tonight, bringing you the game. And first of all, I want to talk to you about that Hammond trio that we talked about. You got Luke Hammond, who has been here since he was a freshman, but then just 2 transfers came in, Christian and Justin. Christian, the smaller one, and Justin, the taller one. And they've made a huge difference for this ball club.
Very big difference.
Both of them, Justin is averaging 10.6 points a game, And Christian, averaging only 4, but doing a lot of work on defense and the passing. I would like to see how many assists he has because it's got to be a great deal.
The contribution, he's an all-around player. He may not be a typical scorer, but he's definitely a great player all around the floor.
And all 3 of them have tremendously added to this Hawk club. So once again, we talked about how it's only a 6-5 ball game, Dan, and no shots are falling.
None.
Nothing. I mean,
they're laying a brick house right now.
At least it's for both teams though, so it's still pretty close. And either it's the defense that they're playing on them, or these shots are going to start falling.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a great game just judging by the first quarter of play. So we're about to get started here for the second quarter of play. Christian Hammond will take it across the center court line. Dishes it over to Boxley. Boxley tries to hit it to Adrian. Adrian swings it inside, but just gets picked off by Griffin. Griffin. Ooh, that's double dribble. Yeah.
And it's going to be Hawk basketball, and
you can't pick it up and then dribble again.
Yeah.
It's just one of those rules they made.
Yep. One of those rules. And going to be Hawk basketball, and Swanson's going to be passing it in.
He is.
And he'll give it over to Christian Hammond, and he's going to be setting up the offense. He'll hand it over to Boxley.
Boxley trying to get something going. Trying to get that play just to run to where they need it to go. Pump faking, but finally sets it up top at the left side of your screen to Adrian Blake. Adrian Blake swings it.
Swings it around the horn, and they're going to find Swanson down in the baseline. He's going to drive and up, and he'll kick it over to Blake for the long 2, and that'll go out. And fighting for the ball, and number 31 is going to give it and go over to Griffin. And Griffin is going to slow it down and take it across midcourt as he is guarded once again by Boxley. Here's a swing over.
Doesn't fall again. Still, another minute ticked away on the clock. 7 minutes left in this half, and still a 6-5 ball game.
The Hawks are leading 6-5, but second quarter, and they haven't even broke double digits yet.
It looks like we're going to have a... No, excuse me. What am I thinking? I just saw him wandering over the sideline. So the 2-3 zone seems to be working well for the Warriors. Let's see if they stay with that all game or if they change out of it if it doesn't start to work. But nothing's actually gone wrong, so we'll see how it goes. Christian Hammond swings it over to Swanson in the corner. Swanson trying to work it inside. That's Boxley. He'll pull up, shoot. Still doesn't fall. Rebounded by number 22, Josh Griffin. Griffin takes it across the court. Swings it over to number 31. 31. 2.
Toms
takes it.
There comes Hopkins at the top of the circle.
Let's see what Hopkins can do here. Hopkins drives. Nothing. But he's fouled.
He's fouled by Swanson. He's going to go up.
And he's going to shoot 2. Hopkins has those 2 tattoos on his calves. It looks like a dinosaur's. I can't really make it out.
It's something.
Maybe means something to him.
Yep.
Andrew Mutt returns for the Hawks. As he'll be replacing Lee Swanson. Who just committed his first foul.
First foul of the game.
Oh, excuse me. It was not a shooting foul.
It was,
we all thought it was a shooting foul. Hopkins even thought it was a shooting foul. Look at this pass picked off by Hammond. Hammond's going to take it in himself and just lay it up and in. And count the basket. His point is good. He's got an opportunity for a 3-point play. So he'll shoot 1 shot.
Stepping up to the line to shoot 1, Justin Hammond. In which this is why he's been such a great addition to this team. He's a great post player, and he can also run the 2-3 guard.
The foul was on number 22, Josh Griffin for Woodway. That was their 3rd team foul. Just to fill you in on that information. So, Justin Hammond's first shot is up, and count it. So he completes the 3-point play there, and well done, Justin.
And that was almost as much right there as it happened in the first quarter.
He just scored 50% of the first quarter points for the Hawks right there.
Yep.
Josh Griffin with the ball, trying to drive, nothing. It's Hopkins. Hopkins still empty with points tonight. Swings over to number 31. That's Stuart Schaefer.
Number 21 now.
That's Conti, Houston Conti. We're going to have a timeout.
Timeout Warriors.
And I think we'll take this time to take a commercial break. So
we'll be back with you soon.
Yeah, right back here as we leave you here with the center court.
Hear the one about the rabbi and the reverend who like to party? A community coalition got them together with local restaurant owners. Now they host drug-free kids parties.
These guys know how to party.
It's just one example of what community coalitions can do. But it's not the only way to keep kids away from drugs. Visit helpyourcommunity.org to find out what your group can do. Because you get more
when you get together.
All right, we're back. You didn't miss much. Nothing, actually, just the inbounds throw. That's Hopkins with the ball. He's looking for something inside. Maybe going to try and drive on Boxley. He actually just gives it up top to number 21. That's Conti. Conti with the ball. Looking to get something done. Drives, nothing, no. Just penetrates it to Griffin. Hopkins swings it over Griffin. Griffin
loses control, and he'll reset the
back up top. Yeah, resets the offense. Good play. Good call, Dan.
Hopkins in the block, posting up, and he's going to go to work on Boxley.
Oh, does it work? No.
Oh, a little bit of acting, and it didn't pay off.
Boxley tried to take the charge there, and it didn't work at all, but Hopkins didn't complete the play as he didn't fall for him. That's going to change, I have a feeling.
Hammond for the long ball.
No, don't count it. About a foot outside the three-point line, he took that.
Yep.
Up to Toms to number 21, that's Conti. Conti just goes up strong, doesn't fall, it comes up
and
short.
A rebound for Munton, and here comes Adrian Blake, and
hits Adrian Blake on the outlet.
Box is going to take it over to the offense.
So Boxley swings it over. Swings it over to Christian, who swings it over to his cousin Justin. Back to his cousin Christian. You know, that's kind of funny saying that. Cousin. But Boxley, wait till we get Luke on the floor. That's Christian Hammond for three, and he nails it. And this is the biggest lead we've seen so far as the Hawks lead 12-5. Griffin swings it over to Toms. Toms for three ball, trying to answer. No.
Here comes
They did not answer.
And Boxley.
Christian
head fake,
jukes
up,
goes up, and
down
in for Christian Hammond as he adds his total to 5 points. Tied with Justin Hammond for the high score of the contest so far. Heads up, folks.
And here comes the ball.
That's Miss Little DeMiro who just made that play. Caught it on the sideline. Well done for him. Looks like we're going to have some substitutions as Lee Swanson and Luke Hammond enter the game.
For
Luke enters the
Christian.
game for Christian, and Lee enters the game for Mike Boxley. Warrior basketball inbounds it to Griffin. Griffin takes it up court. Cross court, excuse me. It looks like we're going to have a travel violation on Josh Griffin.
It's going to be Hawk basketball at midcourt. And looking to inbound it will be Lee Swanson.
You can see in the on your screen standing next to Luke Hammond, that's Nayland Suit. He's standing up, and when he stands up, he wants something done.
Oh, and normally with the Hawks playing, he's going to get it done.
Yeah.
Hawks are very good at answering to their coach.
They call a play here that I haven't seen set up in a formation here. We'll see how they run this.
Oh, here comes
Lee Swanson around to the corner, and nothing there. Swings it to Justin. Justin is going to try and just go up. Swatted, stuffed, but he doesn't recover the ball. Oh, he covers a loose ball, and we're going to have a foul call. It's going to be steps on number 20 who just entered the game. That's Spencer Tucker.
Remain Hawk basketball, and Adrian Blake now will pass it in once again in midcourt. And Luke Hammond setting up an offense as still the Warriors are setting in that 2-3 zone. And Swanson at the wing will take the ball, and he cross-court pass over to Adrian Blake. He looks at a three, and he'll cross-court it back over to Swanson.
Foul, push, block, push. Excuse me. It's gonna be on the Hawks, actually, an offensive foul. It's gonna be on number 34, Justin Hammond. That's gonna be their 6th team foul, so next one, the Warriors will shoot 1+. They get the ball into Griffin. Griffin. Take it up as it usually does for the Warriors. Swings it over to number 44, who puts it in 34's hands, excuse me, that's Donaldson. Now it's back into Griffin's hands. Looks like we're gonna have some guys checking in for the Hawks. That's underneath, you'll see here in a minute. Kick ball, Justin Hammond. Thought he was playing some soccer there. No, just trying to get the defender.
And stepping back in is Christian Hammond and Mike Boxley, and Justin Hammond and Andrew Munt will take a seat. And so now we're down to still 2 Hammonds.
You'll get all 3 of them in there pretty soon.
Just give him time. As the entry pass over to number 44. And there's Jason Hopkins in the block working on Swanson. And there's a travel.
You know, the Warriors have had a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers in the first half, which could explain a pretty good lead here for the Hawks at 14-5 going into the last half of the 2-minute mark.
Coach McMains probably isn't happy with his team so far, and we'll see if they come out a different team at half, or if they mount a comeback here with 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the half.
Yep.
Look at the Hawks move the basketball around. That's Swanson in the corner with it. He's going to try and drive. No. Taken away by Griffin, who puts it in the hands of number 44, Lester. Back to Griffin. Griffin with the ball. That's number 34 with the ball. Swings it into Hopkins. Hopkins trying to do some work. Nothing, still short. And he's got to be getting frustrated with himself because
he has not been getting it done.
He's really struggling. Boxley for 3. Yes, and the foul. A chance for a 4-point play for Boxley.
And you do not see those very often.
No, he's excited about it. Let's see if he can complete it here with his free throw. Well done, Mike Boxley.
That was very nice.
The foul was committed by Travis Lester. Excuse me, Titus Lester. My mistake.
Yep.
And so Justin Hammond checks into the game for Luke Hammond. And he'll take Adrian Blake's spot right there in the rebounding spot. So Boxley's free throw is up, and
it's no good.
Misses it.
That's gonna be a timeout.
Timeout, Edmonds Woodway. You know, still, Dan, 2 minutes and 1 second remaining in this second quarter, and the Warriors haven't scored in the second quarter
at all. And that's 6 minutes without scoring, and that's crucial.
And they've had their opportunities too. So
they've had many opportunities. Hopkins hasn't been getting it done down in the block, and that's very crucial for them because they need him to be able to stay in this ball game.
They really do, and you can tell they need him because it seems like they're right now. By looking at him, it seems like they're one of those teams that rides Hopkins, and when he's not performing, the whole team kind of struggles. It's on a different level. So we'll see right here if in the second half if he can come out and play in a better level. Or I mean, there's still time. 2 minutes is a lot of time.
That's eternity. And it's 17-5. The Hawks are starting to find a little groove in their offense, and the Warriors haven't. So
we'll see. And I mean, to be honest, the Hawks aren't playing normal Hawk basketball that I've seen them play this season. So.
Yeah. And right now the Hawks are tied for 3. Mike Boxley, Justin Hammond, and Christian Hammond both have 5 points. Justin with 2 boards, and not very many big foul trouble for the Hawks.
And the other thing I want to put a little exclamation point on is this is a very important game. It's early on in the season, I'll grant you that, but this is a conference game where the Warriors right now are 3-1 in league, and the Hawks are 3-2. So this would tie the Hawks with the Warriors in winning this in the standings, which is important when you get into playoff times and every game counts in the Western Conference with only a 20-game season.
Definitely want every single teammate performing to be able to keep in yourself to make that trip over to Tacoma for state.
Definitely.
And Griffin with a long ball.
And he drains it. And they finally score in the second quarter as Griffin drains the three-pointer.
Christian Hammond's going to be setting it up as he takes across midcourt, and Boxley will take it to the wing. Back to Hammond, and now over Adrian Blake in the wing. He'll look for a
pause with it and try and find something to do. Oh, Griffin almost got his hand in there and took it away from him, but he didn't.
Boxley with the ball.
Covered the ball. Boxley trying to get something going, just trying to set up, maybe relax low-key a little bit. Christian Hammond over to Swanson. That's going to be off the hands of Swanson. And you don't see that much. Swanson plays a little baseball. He's got the soft hands, so it's so interesting that he misses that pass, but you know it all happens. It happens all the time.
It happens to the best of us, and I'm sure Swanson's not feeling all that great right now, but he's going to have a great game. He's a very key player for this ball team.
Griffin takes it across center court. He's going to try and drive. Oh, loses his footing, but we're going to have a foul call on. I'm waiting to see the official saying, but it will be bonus, and so he'll shoot 1+. It's going to be on number 34, Justin Hammond.
And Adrian and Griffin, will be stepping to the line to shoot 2.
Shoot 1+.
Oh, 1+.
Yeah, it's 1 and 1 bonus. okay. So Griffin's first shot to see if he gets to shoot another doesn't fall, so.
And Blake will recover the long rebound tipped away from Boxley.
Well done, Blake. So, you know, he doesn't come up on the free throws. 56 seconds, remaining in the first half of play. And it's
closing in.
Christian Hammond and Adrian Blake are just playing a little keep away right here, tossing it to each other.
Looking for that low post, and there's going to be a timeout.
Take a timeout. 46 seconds left. What do you think Nayland Sood's saying to his team?
Oh, I'm sure he's probably going to try to figure out how to get away a good shot off and to get in the post. The Warriors are playing extremely good D, and they need to get it down over to Swanson or Boxley and really take it into the hole and possibly get the bucket and a foul.
Definitely. And you also want to think about every basket counts in this game. It's a 17-8 ball game right now. The Hawks show a commanding lead. But hold the ball for 46 seconds. That's one of the beauties of high school basketball. Is you can have the ball as long as you want and still get away with it. There's no shot clock like there is in girls basketball. You just saw a picture of Morgan Gilkson booming away on her snare drum for the Mount Lake Terrace Pep Band. They do an excellent job here.
Yeah, and they are a very key performance to the Hawks basketball.
They are. They get that six-man going, and that six-man is a crowd, which is very important here at Terrace. And they draw a pretty big crowd for their games.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have a little tough defense. Adrian Blake with the ball, going to slow it up a little bit. See how the Warriors do right here. This Hammond swings it over to Boxley. Boxley with the ball. Gives it to Hammond. Christian, that is. He's confused right there. Now Luke Hammond with the ball. Adrian pump fakes, doesn't shoot. Boxley with the ball, 29 seconds remaining on the clock. Boxley's going to drive, and he's fouled by Hopkins. So it'll once again be Hawk basketball on the sideline, or actually underneath, excuse me. Mike Boxley will throw the ball from the inbounds position. Inbounds, excuse me.
And it actually looks like Adrian Blake's going to be passing it. Oh, no. Yeah, Adrian Blake.
Excuse me. Yeah, check that.
And Swanson will have it at baseline. I'll give it to Christian Hammond.
They're still trying to run the time off the clock with 23 seconds remaining as they stand at the top key, just kind of letting it go off so they get one shot. They want one shot and one shot only. If it falls, fantastic. If it doesn't, nobody else had a chance to shoot in that 46 seconds. So we're at the 10-second mark, so here we go as they set the play.
And Christian.
Oh, look at him moving inside to his cousin Luke, and it just dropped with 5.
What a great play.
What a great play. That was awesome as they just connected with that family thing and just nailed it right inside.
Family bonding at its greatest right there.
So we've seen the first half of play as the Hawks lead going into the locker room 19-8. And right now the Warriors are struggling.
Yeah, definitely. They have not been able to get it done in the second quarter. Both teams were shy in the first, and the Hawks stepped it up in the second quarter and really brought back their numbers.
I look ahead and I see Coach McMahon's walk by, and he's not really looking thrilled about going to the locker room talking to his guys. They're really struggling. And right now, Hopkins, their star player, has 0 points.
Yep.
And that's really going to be a factor. So it should be interesting to see how he performs in the second half, what he says to him with all that thing going on. But so with the half marking an end, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have the second half of play
of the Hawks versus the Warriors.
So. You see a study group? Then you see the power of community coalitions. They help community groups fight to keep kids away from drugs. Visit helpyourcommunity.org, where you and your group can learn more about community coalitions.
From parents. Dice que ya con venir aquí estás ayudando, que los maestros tienen mucho que aprender de ti.
By the way, he's been a little mischievous lately.
Dice que me porto requete bien.
Juan.
Hables inglés o no, debes participar en la educación de tu hijo. Aprende cómo llamando.
helpyourcommunity.org, where you and your group can learn more about community coalitions.
All right, we're back. You kind of see in the corner of your screen the cheerleader, and then you also see, if you can see it, there's some mini guys going on. Hey, and they just got a high five from the guy that sang the national anthem. He did an excellent job. But now you can see just kind of the basketball hoop and some little kid action, some baby Hawks, as they might turn into Hawks in the future. You never know.
You never know. And actually, in fact, when I was a little kid, I actually did a lot of this myself.
Danny was one of these guys, if you can tell. So there you can also hear, like I talked about earlier, the pep band playing in the background. And like I said, they do an excellent job. I can't literally enunciate that enough.
Great motivation for the Hawks. They get them to put in those clutch buckets when they really need them. You get the whole fans going. And just when that shot goes up, you just know what's going in when you have so many people behind you.
Sure do. Sure do. There you see him put up a shot, little Hawk. How old do you say these guys are, Danny?
They look around to be like 8 or 9, possibly 10, but probably around the 8 area.
All right. We're at the halftime, just if you didn't know, where Terrace is leading the Warriors 18 to 6, I believe, and
a little bit of scoreboard trouble.
Yeah, scoreboard trouble up in the corner, so that's gonna be interesting. Here you see number 6 take it up the lane. If you can see it, you can't really see it, but. Well,
actually, it was 19 to 6. Excuse me.
19 to 6. Danny just did the math. Way to go, Danny. So we figured that out, and everything's good there. So it's an interesting game, considering that 6 minutes and both teams will come back onto the floor, and I don't know what Coach McMahon is saying to his Warriors, but I hope he's firing up a little bit, because this game is going to be a close game, and I sensed it from the beginning. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens.
And I trust your instincts, Greg.
Hopkins is going to start going. I know it. His shots are going to start dropping, and it's going to get close. And I have a feeling Hopkins, because he does not miss all these shots in the first half.
Not at all. And another thing he's really going to need, Hopkins is not going to be able to do it by himself. He's going to have to get contributions from all of his players, of Griffin and Toms. And
we saw Griffin hit that 3-ball to kind of wrap up the second half for the Warriors. It was actually their only production in the second half. But I mean, he gets hot, this whole game changes.
Yeah, definitely. Griffin's a great outside shooter. He can really step up and change momentum of a game. But then you also have to look at the Hawks, where you have so many good three-point drillers that can just match up.
Exactly. So they match up. It's just, I have a feeling it's going to be close.
Yeah.
You know, something else interesting is I've noticed as the Hawks have played multiple teams, as the star player comes in, when Boxley guards him, he gets in their head mentally, and it really has an effect. When we saw them take on Shorewood, Robbie Dietrich for Shorewood, who was a star player of Shorewood, Boxley was on him all night, and he had him thinking so much that he just couldn't perform like his normal game, and that really cost Shorewood. So I wonder what Boxley says to him in there. Maybe a little trash talk, maybe a little whatever he does. It seems to be working, as it's really getting them off their game. As we've said, Hopkins is really struggling tonight.
Yeah, definitely, because Robbie Dietrich is one of the top hosts in the state.
Top juniors in the state, and he just really didn't have it again that night.
Yeah.
And you could see Boxley was in his ear nonstop. So that's one thing that could be something about it.
You know, and you guys wonder if Jason Hopkins is just thinking about Boxley floating around.
Yeah.
Just toying with him in the mentally field.
Definitely. And you know, Terrace seems a great place to play if you're from Terrace High School, but if you're not, it's not.
It's not looking all that great right now.
I mean, it's loud fans, and it's energetic, and it's exciting. So
definitely.
When you got a lot of fans not rooting for you, rooting for a different team, it's kind of hard to play in that situation. So we'll see, though. I really have a good feeling about these Warriors coming out and making some changes, because Coach McMahon is a great coach and really good at halftime changes.
And the Warriors are a good team just in general. They were 5-0 before their unfortunate loss to Jackson. And you know they're going to be hitting another fire streak, and they will be coming back soon.
Definitely. I don't know if, we just talked about how they just suffered their first loss of the season to Jackson, as Danny just said there, and that was their first loss of the season. So they're definitely going to bounce back, and they're definitely going to make some changes. And because a team that goes 5-0 and then loses their first game, as you see our camera kind of man shaking around, but finally gets it back on us, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be interesting.
A great game going to be on our hands. A low-scoring game nonetheless, but we are going to be having a great ball game also.
Definitely. So we're going to take another commercial break here, if possible here. And
we got one more for you.
No, I take that back. We're not going to take a commercial break.
We're just kidding.
And so,
well, we're closing in on almost the 2 minutes and 45-second mark, and we should be having the Edmonds Woodway and Terrace Hawks.
And here come the Warriors as they come back onto the floor. Should be interesting.
Yeah. And,
I'd like to take this moment right now to thank everybody that helps make this production possible. To my left, Catherine Fonavon, and then to my right, Jackie Todd, or Jackie Todd's taking care of the stats and doing an excellent job keeping us up to date on what's going on. And Catherine, making sure you guys can all hear me, which I don't know if it's a good thing for or bad thing for me and Danny. You never know.
But you never know.
We hope you're liking that. And then a wonderful cameraman. You got Kevin Gilbert, Heather Kerr, as well as Michelle Kerr, and Cassandra McDowell over there in the corner, just doing an excellent job bringing you this game tonight. So I'd like to thank you. And then everybody downstairs is just doing awesome. So just shout out to them guys, and they're doing great as the Hawks come back out to the floor here. And looks like we're gonna have a little performance by the cheerleader. Oh, it's Supersonic.
Supersonic.
Let's see if we can get a shot for the bleachers.
The legendary Supersonic.
Let's just see what's going on there. You see the cheerleaders doing it right there. I don't know. You're still seeing us. That's not that. Okay, there we go. Take a look at the cheerleaders here. This is something that gets Terrace High School together better than anything I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, and it's a great thing too. Supersonic is legendary.
So take a look, take a chance, and take a listen to it. All right, so we're ready to start the second quarter of play here. Oh, wow, I can hear it at both ears. That's exciting.
That's great.
Kind of took me by surprise. So we're going to have both teams going the other way. And, you know, I saw Griffin talking to Hopkins and try and see what they're going. So here's Hopkins early on, second half. He's going to go up and try and get something going. Still misses short, but I just think it's going to change. I really do.
And that was great defense by Lee Swanson.
It really was. So here's Boxley with the ball. Boxley over to Hammond. Hammond to Hammond to Hammond.
Hammond to Hammond to Hammond.
To Boxley now. And here's Blake with the ball. Back to Boxley. Boxley over to Luke Hammond to Christian Hammond. Christian trying to get something going. Swings it over to Luke. Inside to Boxley. Christian Hammond will take another three and put his 8th point on the game. And Christian Hammond's feeling it.
Oh, he's definitely feeling it. He's hitting the groove. And that could be a great thing for the Hawks right now because they're leading 22-8. And that's a pretty big lead considering the Warriors have not been able to get it done.
Very much so. 14-point lead. That's number 11, Toms with the ball. Toms trying to get it over number 34. 34, that's Griffin. Griffin almost traveled there. Couldn't tell. Gives to Hopkins. Hopkins gonna see. Oh, just loses the ball.
And here comes Swanson sprinting out for it.
Yeah, and that's gonna be an over the back. And you know, Hopkins thought he saw that ball get pushed off of Lee Swanson, which would not make it an over the back call, but I honestly don't think it happened. I think it just went off Hopkins.
Yeah, the ref saw it another way.
But we're really seeing Hopkins' frustration here.
Oh, yeah, Hopkins so far isn't having a Hopkins type of game. And we got Luke Hammond going to be passing the ball over to Adrian Blake.
Looks like the floor is a little wet here. Those guys sweat a lot, so we're gonna have to get a referee.
Dry it up.
Official's gonna have to get a towel on. It's a safety hazard. Don't want anybody to slip right there. So the official takes care of that, and then we'll be back in business here with 6 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play.
Warriors have yet to get it done, and they should be getting it done anytime now.
And it's really starting to show on the scoreboard here as the Hawks are really climbing away as they lead 22-8. But it's early. Still a whole basically second half to play.
A whole second half, and it's if the Hawks keep going like this, though, Greg, it's could pull away from the Warriors.
Very much so. They've really started to do so, Dan.
They've really started.
And now it looks like head coach McMains here is going to take a timeout because still he talked to him in the halftime for about 8 minutes. And still he's not seeing what he wants to see. And now he's looking a little angry here as I can see him a little bit better angle than you can on the screen. But he's really telling his players on that he's not happy, and he's actually being a little emotional with them. Suit, on the other hand, a little bit more relaxed approach, gently keeping his players in the game, you know. Keep doing what they're doing. They're shutting Woodway down and they're scoring points. You can't ask for much more out of a coach. So
that's definitely right. I mean, the players are focused for the Hawks, and everyone for the Warriors is frustrated.
Definitely. So now we're about ready to play some more basketball, and we'll see how this plays out. Once again, like Luke Hammond will inbound the play. He's going to throw it to Adrian Blake. So, Blake with the basketball after that long break he just had. Swings over to Hammond. Hammond with the ball. We're going to try a little shake and bake move, and he's going to try and put some points for his name, but he just rolls off the rim. That kills you when that happens. Ooh, that's going to be, he just lost his footing, and didn't have control.
And it'd be a pushing foul on Luke Hammond, which will be
Mr. Hammond's
his third
personal foul. So he's getting up there in the fouls.
He's getting up there. And you cannot have Luke Hammond in foul trouble, especially this early in the game.
That's a big key. Josh Griffin with the ball. Griffin down low to tries to get it into number 44, but it just doesn't work.
Looking for the back door, and it was read perfectly by the Hawks. It was a great defensive play.
It really was. That was Lester, number 44. Hopkins is going to take the inbounds pass, gets to Griffin. Griffin swings it to Lester. Lester into Hopkins. Hopkins. Swanson guarding him closely as he's done for a while now. Griffin, just an off-balance three-pointer, doesn't fall.
Gets his own rebound.
Gets his own rebound and just lays it up and in. You know, with Hopkins not performing up to his forte here, it's somebody else on this Warrior Ball Club is going to have to step up, and I'm anxious to see who's going to do it or if it's going to happen. So, Christian Hammond, who's been doing it right for the Hawks, swings it over to Adrian Blake. Adrian Blake's going to take his turn at a three-pointer and just rims as he misses short.
Yeah, and speaking of Christian Hammond, 8 points off the bench and leading the rest of the team in scoring, and that's remarkable.
And he's having a good game. And 8 points, it doesn't sound like much, but in a 22-point ball game, that's a good fraction of the score here. Griffin steps up, drains a three, and you know how that's what I was talking about. It's Josh Griffin getting it done.
And like you were saying, the Warriors need someone to step up, and Josh Griffin has done just that.
Exactly. So far, we'll see if he can keep that up. But now Boxley's going to try and take his turn at a three-pointer. Doesn't fall. Griffin with the rebound now swings it over to Toms. Toms looks like no, he's gonna just try it up. Hopkins gets his own rebound, dribbles,
losing the ball, and
it's going to be a jump ball. Gosh.
Going to the Hawks.
And McMains is not happy. You know, when a guy's struggling like Hopkins is right now, and Tom's takes it in himself, and Hopkins would have had an easy lane, that's the kind of thing that gets your confidence back up, something like that. So, I mean, I can say this because I'm not out there, obviously, but somebody that's not doing it, somebody that was out there would have been maybe a smarter idea to get the ball to Hopkins for the easy lane to try and get him back on track. But hey, that's why I'm not out there. I can't do that. So I'm just telling you what I think.
Bringing up the confidence of a captain of the team would really making And Justin Hammond almost getting ready to hit the floor hard.
Yeah, he did. Just barely got his footing there. Inside to Hopkins. Hopkins
guarded by Swanson. Hopkins
he's going to take it in and he's going to be fouled. And he still misses, but let's see if he can make his free throws, folks. He's a 6'6" guy. He's big. He wears number 41. He's been struggling, and he's wearing it on his sleeve tonight. You can really tell that as he's really showing his frustrations out on the court. It's still going to be an inbounds play as he was on the floor instead it was when he was shooting. That was my mistake, folks. I apologize. So the ball's going to go into Hopkins, and Hopkins is going to try and set something up by himself. Oh, and look at Swanson. Swanson's just making it worse as he just sticks his hand in there and takes it away from him.
If you want to get into the head of any player, all you have to do is that.
Looks like we have a stub, but it's ignored by the officials. Mike Arquiliano was trying to check into the game, but didn't have the opportunity.
Returns at the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Josh Griffin with the ball. Swings it over to Toms. Toms over to number 44. That's Lester. Lester back to Griffin. Griffin pulls up and drains it. Griffin once again getting it done.
And Boxley's going to push the ball up the floor and lob it, and it's picked off by Griffin.
Griffin is all over the court as this has turned into a 22-15 ball game, a 7-point deficit for the Warriors, and it's exciting, folks. I told you it was going to get so.
And it was 22-8. It's 6 minutes left, and it hasn't even hit 2 minutes, and here they come already.
Oh, and that's going to be a foul call. And these Warrior fans are getting excited, and it's getting a little interesting.
Adrian Blake very frustrated.
Very much so.
But what can you do when you have such an open lane?
And these that whole bench stood up, and that's the most excitement I've seen out of them all game. And it's very, very just kind of exciting to watch, because I think it's going to turn into an excellent ball game.
Yep, and here they come. The Warriors are crawling right back up. The Hawks have not scored since, I believe, the 6-minute mark, and that could play a very good point in this game.
So number 44, that's Titus Lester. It's kind of a cool name, Titus. I like that name. Yeah. He misses his first free throw, and Adrian Blake checks out of the game as Michael Arquiliano, that's a tough last name to say, enters the game. He hasn't been in since the first quarter.
No, I mean, but I think the reason why is that they need a defensive stop to guard on Josh Griffin.
And that's Arquiliano's forte.
Yep.
Hopkins almost pulls down the offensive board. He does. He swings it over to Toms, and Toms will go straight up, blocked by Swanson.
And here comes Luke to push it up the floor.
Let's see what he can do with it. Swings it over to his cousin Justin. Justin to Swanson. No, it doesn't. Oh, we got a. Oh, wow. That got the Hawks excited as he jumped up and touched the backboard, and that should have been a backboarding call. But now look at him getting it. Hopkins is getting into it. And that's just a huge turnaround, and that is a mistake by the officiating tonight.
Yep. But the officials are not perfect, and it looks like an offensive foul.
Oh, excuse me. Hopkins didn't get his first points of the night. I misread that. And to tell you the truth, all that is a makeup call, folks.
Yep.
It was goaltending, and it was a makeup call.
Yep. They realized their mistake,
and they made up for it. I mean, and Coach McMahon has to understand that stuff like that happens. They miss a call, and you can't change the game right there with missed calls. So the officiating, I tip my hat to him for making up for a call they missed that they recognized. You know, it really sucks, though, that had to
Hammond driving into the lane.
Doesn't fall. Lee Swanson offensive board.
Gets the ball in, and Lee Swanson now gets his 4th point of the ball game.
It really hurts, though, that you saw Griffin, and the foul was on Griffin, Hopkins, as he finally got those 2 points up and in. It still didn't count, so.
And that's just
bring him down on him. Let's see if he can get himself on the scoreboard. We just had a foul there, I believe, on Lee Swanson, number 30, and it will be an inbounds play for the Warriors as they are down 15-24.
In the last couple of games, Jason Hopkins has actually struggled, not even reaching the 5-point mark.
He has, and so, I mean, maybe I don't know if he was injured or what happened, but.
I mean, the last couple of games before that, I mean, he put in 15 points to 17 points, but now he's starting to fall apart, whether something's bothering him.
And we've really seen him with his shots and how he's wearing his emotions on his sleeve. And you know, it's like baseball or any other sport. You get in a slump and it all becomes mental.
Yep.
3-pointer doesn't fall for the Warriors, and Luke Hammond gobbles up the rebound as he takes it up the court. Swings it to Boxley. Boxley thinking about driving. No. Swings it over back to Hammond. Hammond to Boxley. Boxley's going to reset the offense. Doesn't like the screen. Oh, he's just going to take it up by himself, and we're going to have a blocking call, I believe, on Hopkins.
And that's going to be Mike stepping up to take 2 shots at the free throw line.
Yeah, it is. And so the foul's on. Jason Hopkins he'll check, he'll go get the basketball for the officials. I thought he was checking out the ball game. Just doing a little favor for the officials.
And Boxley going to step up to the charity stripe and shoot 2.
Let's see if he can make 2 here. First one is up and in.
Boxley now with 6 points, and he's going to have one more chance to make it 7.
Second free throw for Boxley, up and count it.
Good.
as the Hawks kind of recover their lead, 26-15 here in the third quarter. We saw a little life out of the Warriors. Let's see if they can mount something up. Hopkins, jeez.
And there's a steal.
That's just a miscommunication. Look at Griffin get on the floor there, get a little aggressive. You like to see that. That's just showing a lot of heart.
He wants the ball back, and they're going to feed it to the block over to Lee Swanson. It's picked off by number 34, and it'll stay with Hawks basketball.
So, Boxley will throw it in there to Hammond. Hammond with the ball. Back to Boxley as you kind of see his head cut off on your screen. Here he comes. He'll just step up, take the three, and just rims out. Rebounded by the Warriors. He'll take it up the sideline. And then he sets it back up as he throws it over to Griffin, who's in the center court. Over to number 44. That's Lester. Oh, Hopkins just kisses it off the glass, and that's Hopkins' first 2 points, and let's see if it starts falling for him. You know, you get one, and it just starts going, but Boxley's going to try and answer. Doesn't fall, but we have a foul, and it's going to be on
someone from the Warriors.
It's going to be on number 34. That is Thompson. Andrew Donaldson, excuse me. There isn't even a Thompson on their roster. Donaldson.
And Mike once again is going to go and shoot 2 free throws.
Let's see if he can make 2 of 2. It looks like we have some action checking in from the bench here. Number 12, Christian Hammond checks in for Mike Arquiliano, as well as number 31, Stuart Schaefer, and number 11, Mackenzie Toms checks in for the Warriors.
Toms has had a good rest, and he should be lighting it up now.
He has.
He's had a good rest, and now he needs to bring his team closer into this game.
Definitely. If Boxley keeps making his free throws, though, it's going to be hard to catch back up to these Hawk basketball team.
And that's another thing that the Warriors should be needing to get done is get to the free throw line.
Now, it looks like number 21 just walked by me and he was bleeding. That's Houston Connie. It looks like he split his chin. I'm not sure how serious it is. I'll keep you updated on how I find out and what I see and what I find out. He's talking to the Mount Lake Terrace Hawk trainer, Eric Waller, right now. So we'll see how that goes. The Hawks working the press. Scores a turnover there as Christian, as that's going to be a double dribble. But, you know, the Hawk coaches aren't upset about it because they just saw something there. They got the steal, and that's what they were looking for. Setting up the press here, trying to really shut down the Warriors.
And so far, they've
done so.
They've done so. They've done a great job on their defense, and they've done a great job on their offense. Just a pure team effort.
So they get it up.
And there's a fast break. Tom's reverse lay, and it's good.
And they beat the Terrace press right there. So let's see if they can continue to do that. McMains might have found a way and just continue to do it. See if he milks that cow for much longer.
Hammond having the ball, and he'll give it over to Boxley. Boxley looking for a pass, and he's going to drive in on Josh Griffin.
Have a foul on Josh Griffin as he blocks him.
Josh Griffin with his second, 14 foul.
And that's his second foul as they're going to take it in from the half court. Christian Hammond looking to receive the ball.
Houston Conti just walked by me. That's number 21, the injury I was just talking about. And he looks like he just put a Band-Aid right over that chin, and he's ready to get back in there. Another foul, folks.
That's their 5th team foul with only a minute and 26 to go into the third quarter. And that's putting them in some serious foul trouble.
And that was number 11, Toms, who committed that foul. And, you know, I'm hearing a lot of whistles. I didn't hear that many in the first half. It's actually kind of changed. Hawks were fouling a lot in the first half, and now you see the Woodway trying to foul a lot. Munt with the ball, trying to went up, but then just lost his control of the ball. Hopkins guarding him closely. Boxley swings it inside to him.
Munt
just goes right over the top of the 6'6" Jason Hopkins and kisses it off the glass for 2. Hopkins thinking about driving.
And he'll throw it to someone in the stands.
So that's when you know things aren't going right, when he starts yelling at his teammates.
Yep.
So.
And Hopkins now will take a seat, and Donaldson will take his spot.
And McMains is not happy
and
with
neither
Mr. Hopkins.
Neither is Jason Hopkins at all.
He's not happy with himself. Well, we'll see what happens, you know.
And Luke Hammond.
See what happens.
Luke Hammond going to work. Kick over to Boxley, looking for the baseline at Swanson.
Boxley now tries a little shake and bake
Screen.
move. Oh, pick and go doesn't flow, but Boxley
long ball.
taking himself, and no, it doesn't fall.
Christian Hammond
snuck in.
Oh. And it's out of bounds at Terrace basketball.
You know, that's Christian Hammond just going to work for you, getting up there. out-rebounding a guy about a foot taller than him and just getting up and making something interesting happen.
Yep, that's a great play by Christian Hammond.
Definitely.
Oh, Swanson almost going out of bounds.
Now we see Boxley guarded closely by Griffin.
Here's the double team. And there's the foul, and Swanson now is going to step to the line. So many trips to the free throw line.
I know, it's stopping the clock. It's making this a very long basketball game as we're still in the third quarter as the Warriors are down to the Hawks, 19-30. So we'll see if Mr. Lee Swanson can add to that total.
Out of that total of 4 points that he has, 4 rebounds and 4 points and 3 rebounds. And
first free throw just rims it out, so he'll have another chance here on the second one.
Yep.
Second one is up and count it.
That'll be 5 points for Swanson.
The press still in effect here for the Hawks as they're trying to stop.
Oh, there's a steal by Andrew Munt.
And the Warriors are just having 4 passing. Let's see if the Hawks can capitalize on their Warrior turnover. No, he misses, but Griffin with the ball. Griffin will take it up court himself.
And met by Boxley. Boxley playing close D.
Very close D on Griffin. That's Schaefer. 16 seconds remaining. 3-point ball. Count it. Oh, just rims out.
Right when you think it falls in, it just jumps right back out and laughs at you.
That would have been huge momentum going into the fourth quarter, but it doesn't fall.
And Luke Hammond gets tripped up and hits the ground, and
he'll go to the line. So 7 seconds remaining in this third quarter as Luke Hammond will take his turn at the free throw line. That's going to be bonus. It was not a shooting foul to correct that, and he'll shoot 1+.
But the Warriors being in some tight foul trouble.
They really are. Fourth quarter, and they're already in bonus.
Yep. It was actually third quarter.
Third quarter, yeah, exactly. I was going into the fourth quarter. I just have that mindset. We're almost there. 7 seconds remaining in this third quarter. As Luke Hammond misses.
They're going to push the ball up the floor, and Schaefer for the long shot.
Doesn't fall. And that buzzer marks the end of the third quarter of play as the Hawks lead the Warriors 31-19. And we're going to take a commercial break. So,
what do you get when you mix a chef, a plumber, and a policeman with an abandoned restaurant? A recipe for success. Donating time and materials, they turned that old restaurant into a family center. Now they're all building a better community, volunteering to help keep kids away from drugs. So visit helpyourcommunity.org to see what your group can do. Because you get more when you get together.
We're back. Yes, we are, folks. You see them meeting right there. 23 seconds till we'll start the fourth quarter of play. Ooh, a block screen. That's not good. Oh, Danny, you with me?
Oh, yeah, I'm here with you.
All right, good. Because I still think, Dan, that we could see an exciting fourth quarter if the Warriors can mount something. They only play 8 minutes quarters here, but I really think the Warriors mount something. But then you got the Hawks on the other side. It's really tough to do here with that defense that they play and that press that they're putting together, because that is a very hard press to get by.
And a big decision, not a big decision, a big factor that's going to be going into this game is the Warriors fouling. They've been hit huge foul trouble. They're already in the bonus into the fourth quarter. And if it does get close, all the Hawks would need to do is get to the free throw line.
Definitely. And the Hawks are a very good free throw shooting team. Let's see if Hopkins can nothing. Air ball guarded closely by Swanson. Great defense. But look at the rebound by Thomas as he lays it right back up and in. That's Tom's doing it for you. It's now only a 10-point deficit between these two teams.
And now the Warriors going into a little full court press. And now they break it down
from that 3-ball corner pocket. He nails it. 3-ball corner pocket, and Adrian Blake has done that all season long, from that corner, right from that spot. That's his money spot, as he just drained that ball. Get himself on the board tonight.
He loves to float in that area and just knock him down all night.
Hopkins going to work, lays it up and in. See, that's the Hopkins I'm talking about. That's the Hopkins they needed all night tonight, and they haven't had it, but we can see if he can come back and do it.
Those post moves can outsmart you and do anything.
They sure can.
Yep, and it's going to really, if he can get it going, he can put his name back into this game. And Luke Hammond drills another 3.
And it's really going to be tough for these Warriors to get back in the game. The Hawks are draining threes like they are right now.
And the Warriors have not been shooting the 3-ball very well, with the exception of Josh Griffin. He's been shooting the ball exceptionally well all over the floor. But
rarely do they take it, but they're still going to go to Hopkins. Hopkins putting himself on the board. That was a beautiful move. looked a little like ballet as he put 6 points, and he's starting to make a game for himself.
Basketball is just like an art for him. Everything he does is
Swanson misses, so finally 2 of 3 for the Hawks in the fourth quarter. It's just all 3 balls we've seen so far by the Hawks. And Hopkins is getting a little entertained here, and he's getting a little angry, and he's starting to go to work. Munt guard him closely. Little fadeaway. Let's see if that works for him. Oh, he's feeling it. He's feeling it right now. Fourth quarter player, I guess, is.
Oh yeah, very
Hopkins
clutch.
just drains it.
I believe that's 6 points now for Hopkins in the fourth quarter.
That's all he needs. If he keeps doing that. Adrian thought about going right up, but didn't want.
Loxley finding Blake from the money spot.
No, doesn't fall this time for him.
Munt with the offensive rebound.
Hopkins
and he gets fouled, and he will go to the line and shoot another 2 shots.
Munt is an excellent free throw shooter, and he doesn't miss much, so that could have been a mistake here for the Warriors. The foul was on Josh Griffin, I believe. Actually, I missed that foul. I
missed it.
Actually, so let's see how Munt. That's what happens. You talk all about him, and that's what happened earlier. So Munt under pressure. Let's see if he can hold up to what I said about him. Only a sophomore, isn't he?
No, junior.
Junior, my mistake. First free throw falls for him. So that works.
Andrew Munt will add.
Of Mars, the rover Spirit has run into a serious problem. It's been more than a day now since scientists have successfully communicated with Spirit. NASA says the rover has sent only sporadic gibberish since early yesterday. They believe it's experiencing hardware or software problems. The Spirit is one half of an $820 million mission. Its twin, Opportunity, is scheduled
3 right now to go along with 3 rebounds. You know, coming off the bench now ever since Lee Swanson has come back, and when Swanson was gone, Munt filled his place perfectly.
Very much so.
Scoring double figures in about 3 contests.
Exactly. He's done an excellent job for the Hawks, stepping in, making big plays. Still, the press still on for the Hawks as they're trying to really. They got Edmonds Woodway down, but they're trying to really just try and keep them down.
They're trying to keep him down, and Edmonds Woodway will not go down without a fight. And as Adrian Blake picks up his 3rd foul. No. Yeah.
Check that. 3rd foul?
The 3rd foul. 3rd foul.
Yeah. So Titus will throw the ball in here for the Hawks. He gets in at Josh Griffin. Oh, Josh Griffin
almost lost it.
Nice play for Griffin. So he takes it up the side and kind of trying to get something going here. Gets it inside. Oh, no. Oh, he juggles it a little bit. But then look at him pass it to Griffin. Griffin with the ball now. He's going to step outside and try Hopkins again. Trying to double team on Hopkins, trying to shut him down. Count it for Griffin. You know, if Griffin and Hopkins get going, it's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. And Griffin's hit. Was that a long 2 or was that a 3 ball?
That was a long 2. Long 2.
It's a full timeout.
That's going to add to a bundle of points that Griffin has going into this game.
Sure is. So full timeout here is taken by the Hawks, I believe. And so Sue's trying to really get his team calm back down as there's only a 10-point deficit. And I know I just said there was a 10-point deficit not too long ago, but it was due to the fact that
Hopkins was getting it done.
And Terrace, was answering with those 3s, but let's see if the Warriors can cut this lead a little bit more intense. 5 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the ballgame. And like we said with 2 minutes, 5 minutes is a journey of a time, and it could take a long time, especially with all these whistles. We could have a lot.
Yeah. A lot of calls being made. The Hawks are eking up onto the penalty for fouls, with 5 team fouls.
Very much so.
The Warriors have been not fouling all that much going in for the last 2.5 minutes, having only 1 foul in the fourth quarter. But still in the penalty, though, nonetheless.
Exactly. So we're about to come back out to the floor here as it looks like, no, not quite. I thought we were going to have all 3 hammers out there like we promised. We might have to take that back as I haven't seen it happen, but I've seen it happen in the season. It just might not be working. They play a lot of the same positions, so it's kind of hard to have them out there at the same time.
Most definitely.
But it'll be Hawk basketball.
Hawk basketball taken out from the baseline, and Andrew Munt's going to be bringing it in.
So we'll see Mr. Munt what he can do here. Is it Boxley trapped in the corner? Oh, picked off by Josh Green, and he lays it up and in. That's what Mr. McMahon's coach McMahon's was looking for. And this press might just do a dandy. Oh, is he stopped? No, Griffin fouled, and he knows it. Josh Griffin.
Oh, and Luke Hammond shaking up there, breathing a little heavy on that one.
He was.
Had to take a couple of breaths. And that's going to be a foul.
That's Griffin's third. And, you know, since we're in that little thing called bonus, it looks like Luke Hammond will go to the line. And, you know, I talked about how good Munt was at the line. Luke Hammond is exceptional. He's the one that shoots the free. You know, that's a... Oh, excuse me. No, it's not. Pardon me. I was just about to... I thought I saw that 31 on your screen there. I thought it was a 9 and I was going to correct it. But no, they're correct. 39-31, the Hawks lead them.
Warriors are eking their way back into this.
See if Mr. Hammond here could change that. Mr. Luke Hammond have to specify that on this team. Yep. Oh, he just misses, and Griffin grabs the rebound, throws it up to that's Houston. Houston Conti with the ball. Gets it to Hopkins inside to Conti. And this is Warrior basketball. This is the way they win games, folks.
This is the way they win. This is why they were 5-0.
Exactly.
And Blake
oh, look at him get swatted. Oh. We're going to have a goaltending call on Mr. Hopkins, you know, and I don't know.
I don't agree with that call.
I don't really either. He hit it off the backboard, but hey, that's why I don't wear a zebra color, you know? It doesn't look good on me, and I don't look good in it, so that's why I leave that to those guys. And they do an excellent job each and every night when they come out here. So you miss some things, and that's just how it works. And who knows, that could have been a goaltending call. So 41-33, the Hawks lead the Warriors. That's Tom's for three. That would be huge. Just misses, but he gets his own rebound. And now he's gonna toss it over number 44. That's Lester. Lester working inside.
Loose ball picked up by Justin Hammond. He's gonna hand it over to
right
Luke
off
Hammond.
the paws of Hopkins.
And it's gonna slow it down. Luke's gonna give it over to Blake. Blake being guarded over by Josh Griffin.
How this is working is each team's are pressing after a made basket. So it gets a little interesting with teams. It gets a little exciting, really builds up the excitement when the team makes a basket, because then we got presses going on.
As Andrew Munt crosses over and gives it over to Luke Hammond.
Hammond stands right there at the bottom of your screen, now comes up to the top, and he's going to try and drive around. There's Adrian Blake right there, swings it back to Hammond. Hammond with the ball.
Shaking.
Trying to drive, dishes it off to his cousin. Oh, picked off by number 44. That's Lester. Lester gets it to Griffin. 3 minutes, 53 seconds remain in this ballgame. And we'll see how this plays out.
And here comes Edmonds Woodway eking their way right back into this game.
Definitely, they got into Hopkins. Got a lot of guys on him. He lays it up, just misses. But look at Griffin. Griffin is getting it done for the Warriors.
Stepping up.
Right up in it, and he's getting this Warrior crowd very excited. Very excited.
They're all pumped up. They got everyone in the crowd on their feet.
Definitely. It's kind of fun to watch as the score now goes to 41-35. Only a 6-point deficit between these two ball clubs.
And then here comes Luke Hammond at the midcourt, giving it over to Adrian Blake.
The Hawks really need an answer here.
And here comes Boxley.
Taking a lot of time
off the circle,
clock.
driving in.
Boxley spins. We're going to have a foul, and it looks like Boxley's going to go to the line.
9th team foul, and
we're just about in a double bonus, Dan. You know that?
Double bonus.
Not quite. Oh, we are. That's a double foul.
Bonus.
Excuse me.
10th
That would
foul.
take some time to there get a nice shot of the hoop. I think we'll go to that after it leaves Boxley's hands. That would be a little cool thing.
Yeah. As Boxley currently with 11 points leading the Hawks.
Ooh, just missed it. Oh, and it's no, that was they both thought it was they didn't really know that it was 10 fouls, because 10 fouls creates a double bonus situation, which means that they each get he gets 2 shots, whereas until you enter double bonus, you only get 1 plus foul shot. So on the missed shot, they all anticipated.
And here comes the defensive menace, Michael Arquiano.
Arquiliano, the defensive menace indeed. That's a good name for him.
Yeah. He's going to be coming in as Adrian Blake takes a seat.
Oh, Boxley misses them both, and the Warriors recover.
And Josh Griffin's going to be taking the ball, pushing it up the floor.
Oh, just
too much sauce on it.
Yeah, kind of missed it a little wide too, but didn't work for the Warriors. That's
a tough break, and a timeout for the Hawks.
Indeed.
41-35 with just barely under 3 minutes left in the game.
And I told you it was going to get a little bit interesting. And 6-point ball game is 2 minutes 55 seconds is a little interesting in my opinion. So I'm excited to see this play out, folks.
And if you look at it from the halftime, it was 19-8, low scoring game, and here we are making up for all those points.
Yeah,
41-35.
And Hopkins has really come alive in this fourth quarter. You know, we've been talking about him all game, hyping him up before the game. Really struggled in the first 3 quarters of play, but it's really come alive in the fourth quarter. And it's really shown the Warrior basketball what we want to see. So it's got the Warriors playing what they normally play, where beforehand they were playing a little ragged ball. Hopkins was down on himself, and Griffin stepped up and played actually pretty well in the first 2 quarters, and it was really kept that up in the fourth quarter play. So I really can't argue here and say that the Warriors got a good shot at closing this out. But then on the other side of the ball, Nayland Sealy's done an excellent job with this ball club, and in 2 minutes and 55 seconds when it comes to the fourth quarter play, he becomes pretty good at what he's doing, I have to say.
The whole Hawk team is clutch.
It's very good, and he knows. Head coach Nayland Sealy knows how to stop offenses, and see if he can pull another one out of his sleeve like he's done all season and for his whole coaching career here at Terrace.
Which is why I believe Arciano has come into this game to put a stop to Josh Griffin. Josh Griffin is a man possessed from that behind the arc.
He is doing quite well, so we'll see if his shooting ability keeps up as we go. So it's going to be pack basketball here as Arciano throws in a box. He'll run the point so far here as he takes it across the court. Kinds of different guys run the point. And a miscommunication.
Miscommunication by Luke Hammond and Mike Boxley, and it's going to be Warrior ball. And those kind of plays, I mean, with this close in the game, and only up by 6, and that could change so quickly with Hopkins and Griffin running the ball.
Very much so. Griffin with the ball. Swanson, Garden.
Hopkins down the block.
Down low closer. Thank you, Dan. Uh-oh, this could be huge. He drains it. Three-pointer. He nails it.
Three-pointer.
It's a three-point game, and this is what I like to see, and that is going to be good.
And here comes Boxley
trying to get something going for the Hawks because they need us. Because the Warriors need to stop here if they want to continue this run, and the Hawks need it to answer.
They need to answer big. And Luke Hammond's running the ball. He's going to drive it right down their throats.
And that's a foul.
He is going to go to the line.
That is what Luke Hammond does for this ball club.
Yep.
When they need him, he comes in and he comes in the clutch and he drives. He makes something happen.
He definitely makes something happen, and he looks like he got shooken up a little bit.
He looks was a long, paceful walk to that free throw line.
Walking a little slow.
So we'll see if that affects his shooting, but he has done that all year and last year when I watched him. That's one of the most amazing things about him. He drove that lane when he needed to, and he's very good at it.
And he's improved so much over the offseason.
Very much so. He's basically become the leader of this ball club.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand what's going on in the officiating. When I know, I'll let you know.
Yep. Something's wrong at the...
It looks like the Warriors either want a timeout, or I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. We're going to have two guys check in. That's Christian Hammond for the Hawks and...
Christian Hammond going in for Justin Hammond.
I'm not quite sure, but it's possible that Hopkins is fouled out of this ball game.
Yep. That could be what the discussion was all about.
So Luke, that could be huge.
Yep. And there we go. 4-point lead for the Hawks as Luke drains the first free throw. And here he comes setting up to put in the second one, and it's going to up and
that's
in.
Luke Hammond, he's clutch. Mr. Clutch is what I
7 points and 2 rebounds. And here comes Tom's hold the ball.
Huge. Let's see what he can do.
Feeds it to
Works
Josh
it inside.
Griffin.
Griffin goes right up, and just look at that. That was pretty. Left hand lays it right up and in. That's a reverse land. That was excellent. It's still a 3-point ball game. 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining. Christian Hammond with the ball, center court.
Just
trying to keep the lead up for the Hawks. 3-point game, and I did. And I thought it was going to happen, but I wasn't sure. So it's going to have another foul on the Warriors, which will send.
Oh, the foul. Offensive
foul on the Hawks. Offensive foul. That really hurts.
That hurts them big.
Let's see if the Warriors can walk in that open door. They just.
Yep. Christian Hammond with the foul.
Oh, that's my mistake. Oh no, it is Warrior basketball. But the Hawks are just coming in for a press. They get the ball into Toms. Over number 44. That's Lester. Lester back to Toms.
At the top of the key.
You hear this crowd getting into it, and this is what I'm talking about. The defense chat Terrace gets into.
Here comes
Tom's working it. Gets a screen. 21. Almost a travel there. Goes right up and count it. And we have a 1-point ball game. That's number 21, Houston Connie, who just made this interesting.
And here comes Christian Hammond pushing the ball up the floor.
The Hawks lead right now. We have with the ball, 1:08 left, and Sue gets off his chair. And now it's getting a little interesting.
It's crunch time, and here comes Boxley working on him, and he goes down, and that is
a blocking call on
foul.
Houston Connie. So Boxley draws the foul. Almost a charge. Could have gone either way. Great call though. He looked like he had his feet moving a little.
And Boxley clanked his first 2 free throws, and so now we have to see whether it's going to go a different story for this next set of free throws that he has lined up for him.
Exactly. We'll see how he does.
2 very clutch free throws with a minute left, up by 1, and the Hawks need free throws to be able to pull away in this game.
Coach McMains is excited. First
There's
one he drains, you know. And this is what I've been talking about all game. I knew it was going to get close. It just took the Warriors to start playing their kind of basketball, with Hopkins getting hot and also Griffin Baines staying hot all game and just getting it done. Let's see what Griffin can do. I'm really excited to see how he leads this Warrior ball club.
And Griffin has had a phenomenal game. He's had well over a dozen points in this ball game.
Definitely. If not more. So Boxley will shoot his second free throw to try and make it a 3-point lead. Here he is, up, count.
And good.
So Boxley, with the pressure on, makes his 2 free throws. Well done, Michael.
And it'll be Josh Griffin to go up on Boxley.
It's a 3-point game. That's Connie. He's been hot so far this 4th quarter as he's drained all his shots he's taken so far. 46 seconds left. Just misses. And the Hawks grab the ball.
Boxley with a rebound. And
Boxley
he's getting pressed in the corner.
trying to get it. Oh, almost turnover. That would have been huge.
And it'll be Hawks basketball after he got stopped in the corner, and there's a big press.
37 seconds, and just to remind you, the Warriors have 1 timeout remaining with 7 seconds left, and the Terrace Hawks just took one. So they're going to take a timeout. And it's going to be a full timeout, so they're going to have some time on the clock to have a nice little full timeout, talk things over on how they want to play this as they lead 45-42. And so it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But
a very close game. It looked very one-sided in the first half, but the Warriors came back.
And I'm really happy to see this.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it's made this game interesting and a lot more fun to call. Completely done an excellent
And we got
job.
both sides of the crowd very much into this game.
Everybody's on their feet here in the Warrior side, the Warrior student section, and the Terrace student section just up as well, as they are into this ball game.
Just as much as everyone else, as we have the band, we got the parents, and everyone else really up and pulling in for their team.
You can see, if you take a look at the crowd, you see Troy Henham, one of the loudest guys I know, wearing that referee jersey. Really likes to get in those officials' ears.
Oh, he loves it.
It's entertaining to watch. But we're going to have him come back on the floor. 37.9 seconds to go, and it's going to get good right here, folks. You know, if you're Edmonds Woodway, I'll tell you right now what hands you want that ball to go in.
Yep, and that's definitely going to be Josh Griffin.
Exactly. You read my mind right there, but I don't know how you couldn't right there. So he's done unstoppable. Hopkins out of the game, fouled out. With about 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter, Hopkins fouled out. Yeah.
And which is a tough break.
Look at the defense trying to get something going. Timeout again. They got to take another one. Great defense by the Warriors, and right now, and kind of looking.
And Nayland Suit's very angry with this team. That cost him a timeout.
He did.
And that timeout could have been used for something really crucial for a final play.
It definitely could have. And you know, the Warriors were playing, were stuck on them like super glue. They were not going to let that ball get inbounds very easily. And if they continue that, it's going to be hits. Because I believe that was either Terrace's. They only have one more or their last time out. So we'll see how that plays out as they have to get the ball in here.
And tight lock defense and good shots is what's going to win this in the last 37 seconds.
Very much so. So once again, they take the floor again. Let's see if they can get it in bounds this time.
Lee Swanson going to pass it in one more time.
Swanson with the ball. He's got that good baseball arm as he's a pitcher for the Hawks. Tries and threatens it. I'm trying to get into Hammond. We're going to have a foul call. I don't believe. Hold. Foul call.
Holding.
Warriors. So
that's going to send someone to the free throw line, and it looks like going to be Luke Hammond.
That's not who you want to send to the free throw line.
Not at all.
Warriors.
A free throw man, indeed. When Hunter shot his last 2, synced them both without a problem, despite being shooken up after getting hit hard.
Luke Hammond doesn't miss much from the line, especially in a situation like this when he's Mr. Clutch.
Oh yeah, and he loves this. He feeds off of this clutch time.
Coach McMains is not happy, and this could really shut the door on the Warriors as he makes his first one.
There's another one as Luke Hammond puts into 8 for the game.
You see our switcher, Colin Nichols, doing an excellent job bringing you every shot you want right there, getting a cool shot with the free throw. Well done, Colin. There's Luke Hammond. Second one he misses, so that, oh, look at Christian Hammond. That's what he does. He's pretty sneaky right there. So he just sneaks into Josh Griffin. 31 seconds, and they're gonna have to foul here. It's gonna be on Houston. Houston Conti.
And the Hawks are up by 4. Lee Swanson's gonna step to shoot 2, and you got to wonder what the coach of the Warriors is thinking right now.
Definitely, and as I say this, everybody that's gone to the line tonight is an excellent shooter, and and the whole Hawk team can shoot from the free throw line tonight. And so anybody you foul here is pretty good. You don't. It's just a tough situation. You don't really know who to foul.
No, you have no idea who to foul, who's hot, who's not, because everyone's been shooting exceptionally well as Lee Swanson hits another free throw.
So that increases the lead to 5, and basically, this shot right here could really shut the door on the Warriors.
As Jason Hopkins over on the bench trying to get his team back into it.
He is
cheering on.
But you can't do much from there.
Yep.
There's number 44, Lester. Lester with the ball, hits it over to Conti. Conti takes it up and in. Oh, just misses the lane.
At least Swanson.
We're going to have a blocking call on Mike Arquiliano. Tried to take the charge.
Didn't work out for him.
And
you know, I'm sure Arquiliano's a little upset with himself, but
you know, he's trying to do a good thing right there. Take the charge. Normally he makes that lay-in and it's a foul call, so it stops the clock, which is a little bummer to the Hawks, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. 48-42. Hawks lead, 19 seconds left.
And then a good thing for the Hawks is that there is no shot clock, and even if there was, the shot clock would be gone.
Exactly. So Conti in the clutch makes his first out of 2 free throws. His second free throw is up and count it.
Lee Swanson's going to pass it in and give it to Boxley.
Boxley gets it up to Arquiliano.
Arquiliano Christian Hammond, excuse me.
And so the Hawks, he calls a timeout. It's kind of unclear why he called that timeout, but just felt it was necessary. And head coach in the suit is kind of angry with this player. Stop the clock, but hey, Corey got fouled, but that's okay. Still, Hawks lead by 4 points, 12.8 seconds left in the remainder of this ball game, and it's been a good one, Dan. I must say so myself.
It has been a very good game and a very good, outstanding effort from every player that stepped onto that floor today. We had very good defensive stopping and very good shooting despite the first quarter.
Very, very much so. So with 12.8 seconds left, we'll see just if the Warriors have any more life in them. It's going to be hard to see if they do,
and it's really going to rely on free throws because Edmonds Woodway doesn't have that much choice now. They have to foul.
They have to foul. No shot clock, especially it wouldn't matter, but they have to foul in this situation.
Yeah, and they have to just hope that they miss them. And you know, coming from a Terrace side that's good free throws, that's a key thing in their workout in the daily routine. It ain't going to be happening very easily.
No, it's not. So it's going to be Hawk basketball as they call the timeout, and Mike Boxley will take the inbounds play. You can just see over the Terrace crowd right there as it looks onto the court.
And there's a traveling call
on Michael Boxley. You know, you can't take steps when you're on the sideline, and that's a huge turnover.
Yep. And
Michael Boxley looks stunned. So Griffin will take the ball up court.
Josh Griffin gets picked by Boxley, and that's going to the Hawks.
So Boxley kind of answers to his mistake right there, and they'll get another shot out with 7 seconds on the clock. So Boxley trying to figure out what he did wrong.
Looking for the entrance, and he gives it over to Swanson, and he is fouled with 6.3 seconds left.
And you know, I think we can put a close to this game pretty much. Yep. Never say never, especially if Lee Swanson makes one of these free throws.
I just want to say thanks to one more time for the staff who brought everything together.
Did an excellent job tonight.
A tremendous job, a great effort from everybody, everyone from behind the scenes. And
definitely thank our producer, Erica Taylor, as well as Our sound guy, Lauren Eckel, did an excellent job. Our graphics, Brittany Hill. Our runner, Michelle Kerr. Tara Klochnicker, it's hard to say last name, did an awesome job as well. So Swanson misses his first one, but this one would really do it. And he misses that too. And it'll be Warrior basketball 5-4. Griffin trying to, and it's pretty much over. They'll take one final shot, but that's not going to be enough, even after this shot. And then marks the end of the game, folks, as the Terrace Hawks defeat the Edmonds Warriors in this Western Conference contest. The Hawks will move on to 4-2.
And once again, Edmonds Woodway loses, and that's 2 straight after going 5-0.
Very much so, you know, and it's going to be interesting to see if they answer back in the future of their season, because Hopkins has got to start doing what he did in all 4 quarters of play, because he did not do that this year.
Yeah. And
there you see that marked up at the end of the game, as they all played pretty well, good basketball. You can tell the Edmonds Warriors are a little disappointed as they head into the locker room, but it was a good game.
Because the tension with the USDA and Oregon Department of Agriculture, everything about the consumer